Good afternoon. If we could ask, please, if there's available seats on the row that you're sitting on, would you mind sliding? We still have guests coming in, and we would appreciate that. We'll get started in just a few moments. Thank you. Good afternoon. At this time, we would like to request that you silence all cell phones. If you need to step out for any reason, please do so from the side exits. Also, we ask that you remain in your seats for the duration of the program. Staff photographers will be capturing professional photos, which will be available to students. Please do not approach the stage. Now we ask that you please stand as you are able, as our ceremony will begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the White Coat Ceremony for the PCOM South Georgia Class of 2029. Each of you who are these future physicians, with your attendance this afternoon, is very special to us, and we thank you for being here. Please remain standing for the invocation. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here today as the Class of 2029 receives their white coat, a symbol of their commitment to their journey to become an osteopathic physician. As they don their white coats, may these garments symbolize not only knowledge and professionalism, but also humility, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to serve others. We also give thanks for the families, faculty, staff, mentors, and friends who have supported them on their path thus far, and who will continue to walk alongside them in the years to come. We thank you for the community that is so supportive of our campus. Be with each of them as they use their knowledge and leadership talents to make this region grow and prosper. We thank you for this day, a day simply to pause, to slow down and for a moment and reflect on what this white coat ceremony symbolizes to the profession. In this we pray. Amen. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to ask Student Dr. Daniel Chinello, the 2028 DO class chair, to the podium to give an address to the class of 2029.
My dear DO classmates of 2029, thank you for having the resilience and heart to fight to be here today. Like many of you, I too have felt like I somehow cheated the system to earn the privilege of buttoning up this white coat. But let me remind you, there is no mistake. This moment is real. It's finally your turn to manifest the dreams you once promised to your loved ones and held on to. Friends often ask me, why so early, or why not just study at home? And the truth is, it's a privilege to wake up each day and be reminded that I am a medical student, that my struggles were not in vain, that I have persisted through a path that once filled me with nothing but doubt. That quiet drive, that first glimpse of our building, it centers me, it fuels me. It reminds me that I still have fight left in me. And that brings me to this. By now, you may feel like you've already found the people who will be your lifelong friends. But I promise you, that list isn't finished growing. There will be moments of helplessness, of feeling like you're not enough, or that you're falling short of perfection. And in those moments, just like it was for me and for so many before us, hands of hope will reach out when you need them most. You are blessed to be part of an institution that fills its halls with people who genuinely care about your well-being. Give you the space to be vulnerable. Lean into that support. You belong here. And not to play favorites, but my second-year class, these are warriors. Warriors who have faced down exam after exam, who have clicked through Anki until their wrists gave out, and still found time to be the kindest hearts this campus has to offer. We may have a wall separating our classrooms, but we are just steps away. Whether it's fixing your collar before an OSCE, scanning you in before you forgot your badge, or offering words of encouragement, you can count on us. We are here for you. Welcome to your journey. We're honored to walk beside you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our white coat ceremony speaker, George T. Frederick, MD. Dr. Frederick was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. He earned his medical degree from the University of Kentucky in 1979 and went on to complete his residency in family medicine at the United Hospital Center in Clarksville, West Virginia. Dr. Frederick is board certified in family medicine by the American Board of Family Medicine. Dr. Frederick began his career in solo practice in Cynthiana, Kentucky, and then went on to serve as an emergency room physician in Weston, West Virginia. He later joined the family medicine residency program at United Hospital Center, where he served as a faculty member and program director. Dr. Frederick practiced primary care in a group setting in Bridgeport, West Virginia for 5 years before becoming the program director there of family medicine residency at West Virginia University in Morgantown, West Virginia. His career pathway then brought him to Albany, here in Georgia, where he served as the family medicine residency program at Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital for 11 years. Dr. Frederick has been a dedicated member of our faculty here at PCOM South Georgia since its founding in 2019. Until his retirement earlier this year, he served in multiple key roles, including professor of family medicine and as our Director of Primary Care Skills. Beyond the classroom, Dr. Frederick has been a steadfast supporter of all of our students, serving as an advisor to several student organizations. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished speaker, Dr. George T. Frederick.
Thank you, Dr. Lloyd. Appreciate the wonderful introduction. I also want to say I'm very impressed with the support that is being shown to these students by their family, spouses, friends out there. There's a crowd that is there to support you and help you get through this journey that you're on, and you are entering a journey. It's a nice day for you. It's a transition day for you to receive a white coat and approach the clinical part of medicine. It's also an important day for me since you are entering your medical career, and I just retired in May, so this is actually one of the last official medical things I have to do. So I appreciate everybody listening to me, and I hope I don't bore everybody to death. I'm going to start with doctor. The word doctor, okay, comes from the Latin word doceo, docere. It means to teach or to instruct. So always remember that, okay? You have that commitment once you proceed through this educational process. So today, I'm going to cover this a little differently. I'm going to give you a little bit about the ceremony that we have here. And then I want to share a few items of history, the history of medicine, history of medical education, a little bit, to try to help you build a foundation of what this white coat actually means. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the white coat, and then I will sum it up with a few more closing comments about the ceremony and the significance of this ceremony. The first white coat ceremony was in actually 1993. Dr. Arnold Gold at Columbia University School of Medicine had the idea of having a white coat ceremony. And the whole point was to symbolize the transition from a non-medical personnel to a medical personnel, a physician per se. He felt that that was a significant transition point in a career to indicate when you are becoming an actual physician and when you're going to be seeing patients and caring for family and caring for ill patients, as well as providing support and compassion and comfort to ill people, dying people, and trying to help them get through life's problems that they have, because they will present those to you. Medicine, there's a long history for medicine. There's a lot of symbolism in medicine. And of course, the white coat is a symbol. There are other symbols that are present. A lot of people think, of a stethoscope. And I saw a little boy here with a stethoscope earlier. I thought that was cute. The stethoscope, it's used as a symbol for the medical profession. You'll see it a lot of times on different advertisements for healthcare systems. The stethoscope itself didn't come to be until about 1816. okay? Up until that point, physicians would actually put their ear on the chest of the patient. Now, you know, that can be a little bit uncomfortable in some situations, you know, if you can imagine. And back then, hygiene wasn't as prominent, so you're having to lay your head on someone's chest that may not have the greatest hygiene. So the physician, a French physician, René Laennec, who also happened to be a musician, he was trained in music before he got into medicine, was walking to the hospital one day and saw some little boys, and they had a little cylinder, and one was listening in the cylinder, and the other was tapping on it and talking in the end. And it gave him an idea. Hey, you know, I can do that and wouldn't have to put my head on their chest. And so he started promoting that, and all the other physicians started using the same thing. He called it the cylinder, but later it was developed with the flexible tubes, and they called it the stethoscope, okay? Stethoscope is from two Greek words, stethos, which is chest, and scopani, which means looker, so chest looker. So that's another one symbol of the medical profession. And a lot of you, when you get into doing your OSCEs and your clinical, will drape it around your neck, just like the little boy had his, okay? And, you know, it looks cool, okay, to have it draped like that. But I'm going to put a plug in for Dr. Sissom over here. He will remind you, okay, a great deal of physicians, nurses, nurse practitioners, PAs, do not use the stethoscope correctly. You need to learn how to use it correctly, okay? So the first time you're hearing this is me, because I used to teach. Stethoscope touches skin. You understand? You don't listen through the shirt. And I bet there's quite a few of you out there in the audience who've been to the doctor and they listen through the shirt, okay? Dr. Laennec developed that to help you with your hearing. So why are you muffling it, okay? Put it on the skin, okay? Learn how to do that, okay? So that's my paid political announcement for Dr. Sissom. Another symbol that we use is the caduceus, okay? You'll see the caduceus. There are two versions of the caduceus, okay? The one version that a lot of people are familiar with is it's a staff and has two snakes and these little wings, okay? That came from the Romans, okay? The god Hermes, or Mercury, who was god of war, carried that. And so the military kind of developed that, using that as a symbol for their medical profession, and it kind of got adapted. Now, what's interesting is that the osteopathic teaching, if you look in all your osteopathic teachings, it's a single staff with one snake, okay? Now that came from the Greeks, okay? The Greek god of medicine was Aesculapius, and he carried a staff with a snake. The Aesculapian physicians believed in the healing and the rejuvenating property of snakes, non-venomous, okay? But they would use snakes in the treatment of their patients. Now, what else is there? Well, when you get to your fourth year, final year of your medical training, you will graduate. In the graduation ceremony, they will issue, if you're an allopath, you take the Hippocratic Oath. If you're an osteopath, you take the osteopathic oath. They're very, very similar, very, very similar, okay? attest to professionalism, paying attention to your patients, don't give any drugs that might be harmful, okay? And, you know, there are a whole set of little things in there. It's a covenant between the commitment you are as a physician to your patient and the community and to your group, your medical group. You're supposed to be very professional and don't bring any, I guess, ill will toward the medical profession by your behavior, okay? So you'll get that oath when you graduate. Now, I mentioned after 4 years, okay? That's another kind of like one of those traditional things. Like, why 4 years? 2 years of clinical science, clinical medicine, and then 2 years of basic science, all right? So that's kind of strange. That came from the early 1900s, okay? The top medical training facilities in the world were in Scotland, Germany, France, Italy. And the United States was way behind in their medical education. They had a lot of what we call proprietary schools. Back then, anybody could go to medical school. You didn't have to have any kind of MCATs. You didn't have to have any college degrees or anything. You know, you could get out of high school and become a doctor, start training. And what you did, you signed on with another physician and you worked with them, and after a few years, they signed off and said you were a doctor. Well, it wasn't very organized. It wasn't very organized. So the Carnegie Foundation was concerned about medical education. They were concerned about the education doctors in the United States were getting. And so they hired a fellow. His name was Abraham Flexner. And he wasn't a physician. He was an educator. And they asked him to look at the medical school system in the United States and make recommendations. Well, lo and behold, the first thing he did, he went over to Germany, to France, to Italy, to England, to Scotland, and looked at the medical schools over there and how they did it. And they had basic sciences that they were training their physicians, and then clinical medicine. And so when he came back and looked at the different medical training facilities in the United States, he found that a large percentage of them were not meeting any standards. And so his report, which is several hundred pages long, found that there were only a couple of institutions in the United States, Johns Hopkins being one of those, that actually met the criteria of basic science training, okay, and clinical experience. And so the report said 2 years of each, and that was in 1910. So it's the same thing that we've been doing for all these years, 2 years of science, 2 years of clinical. So a lot of tradition in our practice of medicine and the education of medical doctors. The Hippocratic Oath and the Osteopathic Oath, basically it's a rite of passage, showing that you are now, again, another transition. This is one transition. You'll have another transition when you graduate. And it symbolizes a commitment, that you are making a commitment to ethical medical practice, okay? So remember that. Professionalism, you're going to hear that so many times in the next few years, professionalism. That's one of Dr. Lloyd's favorite terms, professionalism, okay? And you need to understand you're going to be held to a higher standard than most people, okay? Because you're going to be a doctor, okay? Now, that's not to puff yourself up and make yourself, oh, wow, That is, understand you need to have humility too. All right? So that's a little bit of the history, of the traditions, the symbolisms, just a brief outline. There's a lot more that could go on for hours and hours in a lecture. But now what about the white coat itself, okay? Again, the white coat kind of started being adopted in 1800s. And it was actually by physicians to kind of represent cleanliness, you know. Also, it represents a scientific approach, you know. Scientists wear white coats, right? So, you know, you have to have some sort of science, you know, to be a good doctor. And understand that in the Hippocratic Oath, it refers to the art of medicine, okay? So you learn science, but when you apply it to a human being, to a patient, it's an art form. Because you have to learn how to put all of it together, how to get the right diagnosis, how to get the right history, how to get the right physical exam, which Dr. Sissom will be teaching you and his primary care staff, okay? It also was a symbol of a trained physician. And it was kind of like to separate that trained physician from some quacks and charlatans who were out there. A lot of times, medical care was administered by a barber, okay? And barbers, you know, administered a lot of health care. And the symbolism of the barber pole with the red and white stripes was actually the bloody bandages that the barber would have when they would bleed patients, because that's what they would do a lot of times, is just bleed. There were 4 humors: blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. And so when they were out of balance, you had to put them back into balance. A lot of times bleeding people was one way of doing that back then. Okay, the other thing about the white coat, it's a way of protecting your clothing too, okay? You'll get home sometimes from, you know, clinical rotations and it'll be filthy, okay? So remember, you gotta learn how to clean them. Keep them clean, okay? So one of the things was that, we'll get back to Dr. Gould. He noticed that there seemed to be a rift developing between patients and doctors, and felt that, you know, you have to bring them back together. And back in the 90s, we started with this new patient-centered care. And he thought, this is one way of trying to implement and emphasize to you patient-centered care, that your patients need to be number one on your list. So you reevaluated that symbolism, okay, of what it actually should represent. And he said it represents 3 different things, or there could be more, but the 3 most important ones are: 1, professionalism, okay. It showed a commitment to the ethical standards and responsibilities of being a physician, okay. He also said it represents compassion, okay. It is viewed as the cloak of compassion. It represented a caring nature expected of a physician for the patient. And then the last one probably isn't just as important as the other 2, trust. Patients often associate white coat with trust, hope, seeing it as a symbol of the care that is anticipated by them. Now, when you get out, and you'll see a lot of physicians don't wear a white coat, okay? When I was in practice, a lot of times I didn't wear a white coat, okay? I saw a lot of pediatric patients, and sometimes pediatric patients don't like the white coat. And especially here in South Georgia, right now I'm sweating underneath this thing, okay? It's like, So, you'll see a lot of doctors who don't wear a white coat, okay? But I implore and I beg of you, as students, wear your white coats, okay? That is how people will identify you, okay, in the hospitals and in the clinics. Okay? Your doctor you're working with may not wear a white coat, but you need to be wearing it to symbolize the professionalism, and it's a good image for the school to see you guys dressed like that with your white coats, okay? It's very impressive. A lot of people will say, oh man, look at all those students, they're very professional looking with those coats on. So just make sure you wear them, keep them clean, and use them. And remember that what it means, what it actually means, that coat actually means. So to kind of sum it all up, Dr. Gold, I'm going to give you a quote from him when he was talking about why we had this ceremony to represent you getting this white coat. He said, "It welcomes those embarking on their medical career to the community of physicians by giving them this powerful symbol of compassion and honor. It also gives them a standard against which they must measure their every act of care to the patients who trust in them." So I congratulate all of you. It's a long haul. I've been through it, a long history. Trained a lot of medical students, trained a lot of residents, okay? And just remember, every patient you see, okay, every student you'll have later on, every resident you'll train, okay, you're making a difference in the future, okay? And you want to make a difference in the future. So my last statement will be a quote from a movie, okay? I'm not a big movie goer, but this one I actually have used many, many times. And it's from the movie The Gladiator, okay? And in that movie, there's a centurion who's a very high-ranking officer in the Roman army. At the very beginning of the movie, if you ever watch it, pay attention. He's rounding up his troops. He's trying to motivate the troops, okay, to get them to, go into this battle. And he simply says, "What we do in life echoes in eternity." So remember that. So thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Frederick. As I mentioned in my introduction, Dr. Frederick has been an educator of residents and students his entire career, and I think this was an excellent example of his educational style. I think we'll invite him back to pick up where he left off. For the students in the audience, we covered medical education, we covered professionalism, we covered grammar, we covered symbolism. So finals are coming up, and be careful, there may be a test question or two on Dr. Frederick's comments. Thank you very much for that. And now, at this time, Mr. Jerry Keaton, our Senior Associate Director of Student Affairs, will assist with the donning of the white coats, along with individual faculty members. Mr. Keaton.
Thank you, Dr. Lloyd. Thank you, Dr. Frederick, and thank you, student Dr. Chinello, for all your remarks. At this time, I would like to ask our coding faculty, Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Crenshaw, Dr. Price, Dr. Sissom, and Dr. Long to join me on stage. Okay, class of 2029. It is now time for you to step forward and begin the donning of your white coats. Will the first row of the class of 2029 please rise and approach Ms. Ham with your cards? When your name is called, please walk to the front of the stage and present your white coat to the coding faculty member. Family members and guests, as a courtesy, please hold your applause and remain seated and do not approach the stage until all names have been called and students have received their coats.
Yusra Sana Mohammed Abu Elhamd. Naomi Abraha. Blessing Adeyemo. Mohammed Afani. Jordan Algren.
You may now don your white coats.
Chanel Anagbo Dowatin. Nicholas Auge Dario. Sanjana Ayappan. Zoe Aaliyah Barrett. Nadine Louise Belloni.
You may now don your white coats.
Abigail Blank. Sarah Kate Boyette. Sierra Savannah Brogdon. Christian Thomas Butler. Paul Michael Catalano.
You may now don your white coats.
Abhishag Tluang Tinser. Abiha Chudari. Tyrese Claridge Rogers. Lindsay Danielle Cohen. Ashley Louise Cook.
You may now don your white coats.
Akosua Crumsey. Jada LaShawn Daniel. Chloe Davis. Dev Desai. Reginald Dale Dixon Jr.
You may now don your white coats.
Michael Elkomos. Leilani Everett. Barrington O'Brien Francis. Sophia Raquel Garcia. Daynate Jebra Selassie.
You may now don your white coats.
Kimita Grant. Sophia Young Guo. Isaac Alejandro Gutierrez. Haniya Hashmi. Byron Herr.
You may now don your white coats.
Allison Michelle Harrington. Flora Haydari. Aiden Huckstein. Bailey Elizabeth Huttle. Azmir Imran.
You may now don your white coats.
Darren Keith Ingram Jr. Sauda Islam. Kezia Itua. Clara James. Andrew Jesus Manuel Jimenez.
You may now don your white coats.
Renee Catherine Jones. Hafsa Kaleem. Skylar Keating. Syed Khalid. Timothy Kim.
You may now don your white coats.
Lauren Labib. Xenia Lakani. Justin Laplace. Rachel Eleanor Lippincott. David Lloyd.
You may now don your white coats.
Paramveer Singh Lodia. Luke J. Lunsford. Morgan Alexander Malone. Mika Mateo. Brianni Medina.
You may now don your white coats.
Martin Neftali Medina. Anika Mittal. Sahar Moghadam. Jihyun Moon.
Nathan B.L. Wen.
You may now don your white coats.
Mpatso Joy Onyekachi. Shamar Palmer. Neil Harsad Patel. Vraj Patel. Olivia Grace Peoples.
You may now don your white coats.
Ashley Persad. Sanjana Prasad. Kira Alrika Nish Prince. Rachel K. Ransom. Shuneli Ricano Cadenas.
You may now don your white coats.
Camille Rios Anzola.
Javanette Roll. Emily Elise Rowland.
Nathan Avery Sagasser.
Gladys Sama.
You may now don your white coats.
Anish Sarkar. Joshua Lord Searles. Sangavi Sriranganathan. Alexa Kennedy Stout. J.C. Thomas.
You may now don your white coats.
Dalen Tiragene. Maxwell Ian Trettin. Egwanogene O Ugwanogho. Misha Ul Islam. Kavita Vudatha.
You may now don your white coats.
Lisa Marie Tiffany Williams. Richard Williams. Carl Yem. Kristen Cole York. George Michael Zakur.
You may now don your white coats.
George Z.
You may now don your white coat. Thank you to our coding faculty. You may be seated. So I would like to ask the class of 2029 to please stand. Congratulations, students. Please give them a round of applause. And before you sit down, I would like you to give a round of applause to your family and loved ones. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Lloyd to deliver our closing remarks.
Well, congratulations, class of 2029. This concludes our formal ceremony. Thank you for sharing this important event with us. Please remain seated until the faculty and students have completed the recessional. At this time, we will have the students gather for a group picture. We will ask that families stand back and allow our photographer to take a class photo without disruption. Thank you very much.